I'm a disgruntled Eagles fan, and we're awesome.
Hey, disgruntled, this is an awful angle. My room's falling apart, my room's messy, my hair is messy. What a reaction. It's been a long week, especially if you're a Phillies fan. But good news is the Eagles won 29-17. It was not the type of victory that I don't think any one of us wanted. Well, I guess I got a few things to say about that because, hey, we did not have the best of halves. It was 1 point tied 14-14 against the Houston Texans. But the thing that I was really impressed by, and what makes great teams comparatively to the rest, to bad teams, is how they bounce back. Their adjustments. The camera, okay, like, I was looking at this camera, I'm like, this can't. It's a little bit better, but they can't. It's what makes good teams stand out from the rest and stand apart from bad teams is how they make adjustments. And the Eagles did just that. They scored 15 points they outscored the Houston Texans 15-3 in the second half. That's really good after starting 14, and they still won by double digits. Some of the glaring things that stood out to me, and probably the rest of you too as well, is Dameon Pierce getting over 135 rushing yards. He didn't get any rushing touchdowns. And some of those kind of long drives that they had to start to get those 14 points. And those were kind of my main concerns with the Steelers as well. Those kind of long drives. But hey, other teams are allowed to score too, and it's not like we're not going to get scored on. And we only allowed 17 points, which I think is still pretty good. Last time we let up 20 points was the Jaguars, I believe. Let me look up the Eagles schedule, but I think the last time the Eagles let up 20 points was against the Jaguars. Let me see here. They let up 13 points, 17 points, 13 points, 17 points, 7. Yeah, the last time that they let up 21 points was the Jaguars, and they only let up 20 plus points twice this year. The first game, I don't really include with the Lions because I feel like that's kind of a preseason game, and we kind of just finding our groove there with the Lions, and that's when the Lions kind of went on that stretch and teared up at everyone that they came into contact with. But, I just think it's still impressive that the Eagles are not letting up points this season, and 13 points against the Steelers, that's really good. 8 points against the Commanders and 7 points against the 6-1 Vikings. And yeah, I feel like if you don't allow your team or opposing offense to score more than 20 points, that's really impressive. Heck, they're not even allowing them to score more than 17. It's really just a couple of those outliers. So 2 out of the 8 games, we let up more than 20 points. And other than that, we only let up 17 points and under. And then we only let up 17 points twice. But I think that's still impressive. Jalen Hurts looked like an MVP himself. He had 2 touchdowns, 243 yards. Another thing that is a little bit concerning is how many times Jalen Hurts is getting sacked. But, I think that offensive line is still playing crazy good just because of how Miles Sanders is running that ball. And you got a few Hall of Famers on that line. So I think, yeah, Jalen Hurts is getting sacked a little bit here and there, but I would rather him getting sacked than turnovers, even though a sack is basically almost a turnover, but I feel like you can obviously escape out of that comparatively to a turnover. That fumble was a little bit concerning, but that was his only 3rd turnover this year, which is absolutely absurd. Obviously, we would still want him to be flawless, but he still only has, I think he has 12 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and a fumble, so our turnover differential is insane. I think it increased by 1 because we had also 2 interceptions as well against David Mills, which is really good too because our defense is still getting up a lot of sacks, getting a lot of turnovers, which is really impressive. They're getting crucial turnovers when necessary, and they bend but don't break. I mean, they break a couple times throughout the game, but they make adjustments so that teams don't do that and keep scoring throughout the game. I just find it really impressive what the Eagles are doing right now because not a lot of teams are doing this in the league, especially this year. The only couple teams that I'm really thinking of having this much confidence right now is the Bills and or the Chiefs. And yeah, I can't really think of any other team that's doing this because it's always lopsided. And we're beating teams that we need to be beating. this was a little bit sloppy of a game, but hey, look, I feel like it's still an NFL team. Texans still have a lot of heart, but you know, it's interesting what the Eagles have going for them right now, and yeah, though my only main concern is that the Eagles, well, this is like slanting slowly. I just realized that you started like a few minutes ago. You probably would just see it more, do a little time lapse or something, but yeah, it's just impressive what the Eagles are doing, even if it's against bad teams. I'm just worried that when we do face up a good team, we are going to struggle, or at least the defense is going to put up a lot of points because we never really had to adjust to a really good offense. And I think this year the biggest team that we have kind of faced is the Titans. I'm worried about Derrick Henry and or Dak Prescott on the 24th because that's a high-powered offense with Dak Prescott. It's not like a Cooper Rush in there. But yeah, it's really impressive what the Eagles are doing. Sucks about the Phillies. Hopefully they can force the game 7, but they've just been playing sloppy. I'm going to end it here because my battery's about to die, and this is another short one, but next week I definitely will be filming reactions again. I mean, it's been, 3 weeks since I actually filmed one because of the bye, and then I did a talking one like this last time, but I don't really know what else to say because I was out watching the Phillies with my sister, and yeah, and Brendan and Titus, and a few of her friends, so I didn't want to record during that, and we were drinking too, and I just wanted to enjoy the moment, and it was mainly just, everyone was watching the Phillies instead of the Eagles, but yeah, it was just really nice to see that the Eagles won, and it's one of those games where I didn't have to worry, where I could focus on the Phillies. They did get me in the first half. I was really nervous because I'm like, how the hell how are the Texans like getting this close? But yeah, thanks for watching. See you next week with actual reactions, not just me talking your ears off. Bye. Thanks for watching.